Hey there, folks. Welcome to an incredible journey where we uncover the hidden life of steel. You ever wonder what happens to that old car you traded in? Or those rusted vehicles sitting in a scrapyard? Or those busted-up bridges they're always tearing down? The ones that seem to disappear overnight? Well, a lot of it gets a second life as brand new steel, that's right. The steel from these old structures and vehicles is reborn. We're talking about recycling on a massive scale. Imagine entire facilities dedicated to transforming scrap into something new. In this journey, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of steel recycling. It's a process that combines technology, hard work, and a bit of magic. We'll follow the process from the moment scrap metal is collected, picture trucks hauling tons of metal and giant claws grabbing heaps of scrap, to the time it's shipped off as shiny new steel. This steel could end up in buildings, cars, or even your kitchen appliances. Get ready to see how ingenuity, hard work, and some seriously powerful machines transform trash into treasure. It's a transformation that's nothing short of miraculous. This ain't your grandma's recycling bin, folks. We're talking about industrial-scale operations that turn waste into valuable resources. We're talking about mountains of metal, giant shredders, and machines that can crush cars like they're made of paper. And furnaces that can melt your boots just by looking at them. These furnaces reach temperatures that can turn solid steel into a molten river. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. The conditions are tough, but the rewards are worth it. And trust me, the folks who work in steel recycling are some of the toughest and most resourceful people you'll ever meet. They take pride in giving steel a second life, and their work is essential to our modern world. Our journey begins with the unsung heroes of the recycling world. The scrap collectors. These dedicated individuals are the backbone of the recycling industry, tirelessly working to gather discarded materials that would otherwise end up in landfills. These are the folks who go out there and wrangle up all that discarded metal. Day in and day out, they scour neighborhoods, construction sites, and industrial areas, searching for valuable metals that can be repurposed. We're talking about everything from old cars and appliances to construction debris and industrial leftovers. Each piece of metal they collect has a story and a potential new life. They use massive trucks and cranes to haul this metal to scrap yards where the real transformation begins. It's a complex process that requires both muscle and machinery. Think of it like a giant metal buffet. There's steel from cars, aluminum from cans, copper from pipes, and more. Each type of metal has its own value and use in the recycling process. It's a jumbled mess, but hidden within that chaos is the potential for something new and valuable. The scrap collectors' efforts are the first crucial step in turning waste into something wonderful, showcasing the incredible potential of recycling. Once the scrap metal arrives at the yard, it's time to play a little game of sort it out. This is where workers and high-tech machines team up to separate the different types of metal. Magnets pluck out the steel, while other machines use sensors to identify and separate aluminum, copper, and other valuable materials. It's like a giant puzzle, figuring out what goes where. But this sorting process is crucial. It ensures that each type of metal gets recycled properly, maximizing its value and reducing waste. Section 4. Crushing it. Making scrap small. Now that the scrap metal is sorted, it's time to make it a little more manageable. This is a crucial step in the recycling process, ensuring that the metal is prepared for the next stages. Giant machines called crushers and shredders take over, compressing and tearing apart the metal into smaller, more uniform pieces. These machines are incredibly powerful, capable of handling even the toughest and most resilient metals. Think of it like putting your trash in a compactor, only on a much larger and louder scale. The noise and force involved in this process are immense, but it's all part of making the scrap metal more manageable. This step serves two important purposes. First, it reduces the volume of the scrap, making it easier to transport and handle. This is essential for efficiency and cost-effectiveness in the recycling process. Second, it creates smaller pieces that are easier to melt down in the next stage of the process. Smaller pieces melt more uniformly and quickly, which is crucial for producing high-quality recycled metal. By breaking down the scrap metal into these smaller pieces, we ensure that the recycling process is as efficient and effective as possible. This not only saves time and energy, but also helps in producing better quality recycled metal products. Section 5. Smashing atoms smaller is better. Okay, so we've sorted and crushed our scrap metal. Now it's time to get serious about breaking it down. The next stop is the smasher, a machine that uses massive force to break the scrap into even smaller pieces. We're talking about chunks no bigger than your fist. Why go through all this trouble to make it tiny? Well, smaller pieces have a larger surface area, which means they melt faster and more efficiently in the furnace. It's all about saving energy and making the process as streamlined.